Hello, hello. Let's look at this. Yes, my voice goes through. So, today we're joined here today to see the holy fight between Dutch and, yeah, how the hell do you pronounce Lachie Mulchcakey? I do not know. Anyway, we have some honest MCP between Spiderfoes with a Kingpin splash against the shield, the new shield thing. Splashy splash. We have 3 for Lachie, so he has prio, picking something. And I could be able to figure this out, but I'm gonna guess he picked his Mcran and got Spiderfoes, but let's just look this up. Because I would not want to face Kingpin on there. So, no, because that's Kingpin secures. Lachie did not pick secures, he picked extracts. That's probably means that his main plan is Spiderfoes, and I would be less surprised to see this. And we have the map where swing into action, done by Mike DeLuca, which has this stupid house here that is like place to stop you from double walking if you have like a D or something. It can create issues there because it's kind of like awkward lengths between things, and in this matchup it won't matter because here we have all the 5 things in the middle and everything is just good. And then we have one spot of Australian internet, I guess. I'm gonna guess that Lachie is Australian. I do not know. And then let's look here. Scene collector docs. If I can get the shout out as well, in case someone is here and want to say something. I should open it up on YouTube so that we can see. Yes, I am currently live, and that is good. That is all we want. So, one of the like very good things with spider viruses and is that they happen in the power phase. Which means that if you daze someone with traps and so on, which Spiderfoes has a lot of like dangerous things that can happen when you walk. This looked like a Doc Ock list though, so it's not as good at this, but still like Electro can ping you, for example, and then but there's no Electro, there's nothing in this that makes it want to scream. Like, is there even traps in this? Is there robbery? Yeah, Sinister Traps is there, but realty, recalibration matrix. What the hell is all webbed up? There's a Miles Amazing as well in this. Black Cat. This is just. Is this a webs list just hiding everything? No, like you can't do this. This is not. This is some weird stuff. Well, the shield player plays exactly what the shield player plays, but this is like stock standard. Everything is always this. We have Namor, Nick Fury, Simo, and Nebula. Like, this is the golden standard of shield play. And then we will see here. It's everything we think it is. So they picked 17 threat out of 17 and 19. Mcran is kind of nice because you can get the power, but with this combination, you can, like, sometimes if you are in the lead, you can get your people walked away from their spots. But yeah. But that means that Dutch is playing Mcran, which is, you know, it's good for Namor because he can walk and flip and then still have 3 power to charge the next turn. But it is less good for, like, everyone else on the team because Shield is generally pretty power starved. And we look here, we have strategic retreat. This is a robbery. We don't have traps, which is kind of the norm nowadays. That's Spiderfoes. I remember when I started playing and how, like, traps was one of the defining cards of the game because it was so good. And now it's like, it's not even in the top 8 cards of Web's cards. Or Spiderfoe cards, I mean. Because it's just not as good as it used to be. I guess that has something to do with all the healing factor characters as well and the grunts coming into the game. But yeah, alright, we should turn on streamer view. And someone that isn't me, like someone that is an accuser is the name I'm looking for, should tell these guys that they should fix their clocks. But that is a problem for later. So we have Miles, Black Cat, Lizard, Rhino, and Takak. We have a very, like, scenario-focused team with no fightiness at all, more or less. Like, Rhino can sometimes do some work, but on this side we have a full, like, anti-attrition killy team with all the good stuff and rerolls. So it's gonna be interesting to see if, like, the Spiderfoes can go in. So yeah, hello Cork, welcome. It was nice seeing you too. The VTC was a fun time. We just did our wrap-up episode on the Masters of the Multiverse of the VTC. Like, my teammates, they do not remember things the way I remember them. Let's just say it that way. I had to not speak a lot because I know that I was going to get in trouble if I said something. But yeah. And so apparently I might do a react to my own show that I'm in, just to talk all the trash I want to talk. But I feel like that's, like, something that we can keep to a Patreon, like, episode. But yeah. So Black Cat down. So Black Cat down here means that she can steal this spider, but I feel like if you place her in the middle, there's no terrain to stopping you from threatening both sides. And with Nick Fury, you usually pick up both your home spiders the first turn anyway. But I don't feel like Lizard doesn't really want to go stand on the middle straight in front of Namor. That seems less value than normal. But yeah. So yeah, I feel like this is, and there's a lamppost there that he cannot see. Okay. So yeah. This is one of those bugs that happen sometimes on this map where you can't see the small lampposts because they don't spawn in the same way as everything else. But yeah, so if Lizard walks up and picks up the middle as the first activation, then he gets shot by Namor, shot by Nebula, shot by Specky. So here's Lachie being a good player and telling everyone that he's... Or no, it was Dutch. Sorry, it's Dutch. I should turn the map this way so that we have Dutch on the right side. But yeah, okay. First turn, diving with Black Cat. This is some brave play. We'll see now. So if we think about this, that means that Namor can pick this, go there. Then Specky can walk up, hit her. And I think Nebula can walk up and hit her, but like that's yeah, so like is she safer there than she is in the middle? Like I feel like she's safer in the middle. I don't know. And like if I wanted a character to be here, I feel like I would want Lizard to be over here rather than to have it be because now there's no way anyone is gonna go down here to pick up this, right? So we're gonna have shield agents go there, pick up. The counter dive with Simo? No, you don't. Here's the thing, right? You're happy being down 1 point here in this scenario. Like, being down 1 and having an attrition lead is just a good... That's a good thing for turn 2. But yeah, and... Okay, since he doesn't have priority, he doesn't dare to do the flip with Namor, because then if Namor walks to the spider infected, then he can't do the charge next turn. So this is the safe play, it guarantees him the charge, but that means that Specky has to be the one to touch this point. Because you can't go down 2 points. That is not acceptable. But yeah, this is one of the things with Miles on Mcran that he can pick up and still get 2. But yeah, once again, he can also be moved by the spider infected. And Miles having 2 power turn 2 is just such a menace, and it's why he's so good in humans, right? Because he can get that ball rolling. So Nebula, yeah, easily makes it, but that's not a fun target. I feel like it's Nick Fury and the agents picking up this last one, but Specky is also fine. He can roll his dice, see if he happens to spike Black Cat. And touch the point. But I don't really like this, because now Dark Arc can come over there and roll on the point without like any punishment afterwards. So we have a good roll into, well, 1. So that's 3 damage into Black Cat. That's a good start. But yeah. Now Black Cat has all the power, so early she's gonna have to run away. We did bring Battlefield Medicine, so one of her staggers is not gonna be as much of a problem as before. But right, if Lachie dives the other point, then he has to leave a point at home. But yeah. So, just walking up, touching a point, standing on a point, doing an incinerate beam. Okay. That seems like some value at least. But yeah. This is why you should be behind the point when you play against people with range 4 and medium base. Because if you're behind the point, then you don't give them the range 4, so then they can't accidentally spike into you. And now we're seeing all the rerolls from invaders. This game is gonna suck to watch, isn't it? Because it's just gonna be like 25 rerolls over and over and over again for shield. It's like defensive reroll, Namor reroll, Specky reroll. But yeah, this is why I did not enjoy the activation order here. And Miles is not placed so far forward that he can get shot turn 1. By anyone but Nebula, of course. And so do you last activation like dive with Simo on the other point to try and get things done there? Nope. So activate here, walk up, then Nebula is the last activation, right? Because Fury and the agents wants to go do their thing. But yeah. I feel like this is why Lizard should have been placed so that he threatened to pick up to force the activation order a bit. But yeah, he just has to walk, flip the other point, and then Rhino has to walk and flip that point. All of a sudden we're in a 5-4 game with... We have to see how much damage Nebula does turn 1. If she walks up and does the 2 damage into Black Cat with her shot, then we're in a 4-4 situation, and that I would be very happy with shield if I got a 4-4 situation turn 1. But yeah. She could also soften up Miles so that no matter where Spiderfoes activate with priority, they're gonna get punched a bit on another end to try and make it so that he doesn't get any good first turn activations here. Yeah, and this car hitbox is slightly bigger than it seems, so it's often that you like bump into it when you try to place next to it. It's one of those things that happen on TTS. But okay, so just a normal 4-dicer with full rerolls and then a reroll from Simo and the ability to reroll skulls from the leadership. But yeah. We see a normal here. But yeah, since they're not using the clocks, maybe we should remove them. But yeah, just a normal nebula things with just 5 hits on 4 dice into 1 block, so that's 4 damage. All of a sudden everything hurts, and this is life. But yeah, so we're trading 1 VP for 5 health here. That's a very good trade turn 1, right? Like, I'd happily trade 1 VP for 5 health. Because there ain't that much HP to go around. And like, Rhino doesn't really have anything fun to do here. He can just walk, touch that point, walk again. But he can't stand in front of the point, because then he's in range of the shield aliens walking up and shooting him. So he has to be, like, kind of cautiously placed still. Because, yeah. Range 3 reaches to, like, an inch in front of the thing, more or less. Like, there's something. And they're slightly off, but not anti-web warriors violence. But yeah, they are the targets, right? They dove, they picked up, they stand in good spots to be hit, and they activated early. So this is kind of what they get. But yeah. So how do we feel about picking extracts here in this scenario against shield? Because that's the thing, right? He picked his extracts. He got M-Cran from his opponent, which is probably pretty favored. Okay. So now he's fully in the danger zone here. And yeah, he flipped. I don't know how I feel about this, because now Nick Fury can get his power to have Eye online. I am... yeah. Then again, this turn has gone bad, right? It's not optimal to be in this situation. And if Rhino gets power, then maybe he can be the one to start the violence train the next turn. But yeah. So yeah, you see there, the 3, it reaches to like about an inch in front of the thing. So like, you can stand like just in front of the point on this. We're looking at dice, so we have 2 blocks against 2 hits with 2 rerolls. We still only have 2 hits, I think, so no damage, so no extra power for Nick, but Nyx himself can do this when we're this aggressively placed. So we're gonna have Eye online. Like, I feel like a big part of this fighting shield is just to not let Eye be online turn 2. Because then all of a sudden, like, they have to have a wonky activation order to use it turn 2. And then, like, turn 3. If they don't use I until turn 3, then that's awesome. So here's Nick Fury doing his normal Nick Fury stuff, just walking up and shooting his 5-dice gun and getting somehow 6 with a pierce, right? Rhino missed a leadership trigger? No, he took 1 power lost from the thing. So he did not miss a leadership trigger at all. Because he took 1 power before on the grunt attack. But now, yeah. This turn has gone bad for Spiderfoes. This has gone horribly, horribly, horribly bad. So how the hell is he gonna save this? Because how in the heck is he gonna save this? Like, he's gonna need to have some really big activations here. Because he's probably gonna lose 1 character's activation. Luckily, he's like, his vulnerable characters are not close to each other. So that it's gonna be hard to KO daze 2 people and then the other person can run away. But yeah. I think with this placement, Rhino has to go first, and then Rhino just has to kill someone, more or less. And then Black Cat probably takes the hit and goes down. And then how the hell does Spiderfoes punch back after that? Like, what are the options here to get out of this? Because, yeah, this is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt a lot. And yeah, trading 1 VP for 10 damage advantage, that's gonna be a rough one. And I don't really know what Rhino was doing that far forward. Or Miles for that matter. But yeah. So it's a 5-4 game. But we have a huge advantage in the grind. And we have Eye online turn 1. We don't really have anyone that can... So, can you somehow do a robbery here and switch? But it's the grunts holding. So robbery on them is kind of bad. So like, do you abandon this flank and just Rhino goes stampeding over here, kill Specky somehow? So like... But Namor will have shards, so Namor, tossing away Namor doesn't do anything. But yeah, we have a spider infected going off. So Doc is good. Black Cat is moved. Where does Black Cat want to go? Does she want to go just outside of 3 of Namor so that she can't stagger him? Seems like a reasonable thing. Like, you don't want to play Battlefield Medicine just because you can. And Specky can still go after her. So that doesn't matter. But yeah, then it's Namor's turn. Does Namor moves? Yes, he does. So he might just be put back into 3. But no, looks like Spiderfoes want to activate down here on the southern front, which seems reasonable to me. I'd really like to measure the 2 here between Namor and Specky so that you make sure that you're out of that. Because, sure, it doesn't matter into Black Cat, but defensively, having the ability to reroll and reroll skulls matters a lot. And that looks in for a 2 to me. And I might be wrong. But yeah, then webs are done, so then it's time to get extra power for the people that holding on our own points, which currently is Miles and Doc Ock. But here comes the Stampede to the other side, as we discussed earlier, to try and flip that side, to leave Miles alone. He is... yeah. A little bit of fippling with the tools. This is normal in TTS. Things happen. But yeah. So he can... now with the movement, can he somehow... oh, Rhino. Rhino didn't get close enough, so now Eye in the Sky happens and it turns off Rhino's extra dice. But it looks like Namor still is in. Do you actually eat the attack here just to have the cover? To not have Namor take the attacks? Yeah, nope. But yeah, Namor is in the 3, so Namor gets to eat it. And then this could be disaster here now, because if you get a spike and then you get the robbery, get the throw into Specky as well. Like, it's not a lot of power you need here to make sure that things go south. But yeah, with all the rerolls, the defensive rerolls, there's 1 damage into Namor because, yeah. Rolling 5 dices are fun into Shield. Like, it's very enjoyable experience. I highly recommend it to everyone. But okay, so 6 power is not enough to do all the throwing I want. So, but this is a way to keep Black Cat kind of safe, right? But then Miles is in a not so happy situation over here. We just need to kill people as the shield player. But yeah. Do you roll a second attack here? There's no way you rob and hope that it just kills Specky randomly. Like Specky blocks nothing and dies. That doesn't seem like a good game plan. Oh, but here comes the toss, and we're tossing into Specky. Yeah, into Specky. Specky rolls the dice. The odds of him blocking nothing are low. And the odds of him blocking everything is high with that roll, because he gets his rerolls as well. So, yeah, blocks it all, because that's Specky. Fair and balanced. One of the most fair and balanced characters in the game. Totally not overperforming for a 3. Nope, not at all. It's the difference between Ben Riley and Specky is like 1 HP. And that's not what the difference should be between a 4 and a 3. So, yeah. Here comes another attack. 2 blocks, 2 misses, 2 rerolls, 2 hits. So, no way that Specky goes down here, but yeah, he takes the damage. And then that doesn't leave us with enough power to do all the fun things. So, do you now kill... Who do you go after? Do you go after Black Cat or do you go after Miles in this situation? Because, like, if Miles jumps over to the other side, then you're kind of left with this cluster of 3 characters with nothing to do. But if you don't go after Black Cat, then she can run away, and then you're kind of sad. But yeah, it looks like we're going after Black Cat, and we're getting her done with Specky. And she's playing Strategic Retreat to toss the thing, or what? No, she's... Wait, she can't play Strategic Retreat, of course. She's not a spider. So here, Specky is doing his absolute best to be fair and balanced himself. He shakes the Incinerate. Why would you shake the Incinerate in this situation? Oh well. Oh, okay, so he did not shake the Incinerate. How is the Incinerate gone from him? I do not know. Because he didn't play Battlefield Medicine. But yeah. Dancing around with all these triggers. 4 hits, 1 block, so Specky just randomly slaps 2 people to death and then jumps away and does all the fun things. And here comes Battlefield Medicine to shake the Incinerate that he's already lost somehow, I think. Or no? But yeah. So now Specky is at full health and we have like done nothing with our game. Ooh, I do not like jumping up to the point here. It's like now you're giving your opponent something to do, someone to go after. So yeah. Oh well, and this is some very unprecise. But oh well. At least he's slightly further back, so he's probably outside of the 4 here. That caught him turn 1. But yeah, now Miles rotates over to the other side. Miles jumps, walks, does a super kick into Specky to get rid of his thing. But then kind of Namor has a target. And Lizard is left to pick up, but Zemo can double run over there to pick up. But yeah, this is as juicy as this Specky activation was. Would it have been more juicy to get rid of Miles to have Eye online for next turn? I do not know. Because yeah. Ooh, okay, yep, that's a big spike. That's that good old Miles rolls, where he's like, I don't have to roll dice to be a good 3. But then just every once in a while I just spike like hell and I win the game because I spike like hell. But yeah. So now we don't want to pit this where Zemo wants to stand to pick it up, right? Because then Zemo just runs over to the other side and picks it up. But okay, so if Nick Fury flips over here, then Nebula kills Miles. Then ooh, not inside of 2, but there's... So he can't do the Namor Spender to kill Miles. But yeah, once you've already lost Prio, you might as well try to lose it harder by killing people. I don't think the odds are that great for Namor to kill a lizard, even with the like ignoring the damage reduction and everything. Like, it's 4 dice against 6 twice. Like, that's... Then again, if he does a damage and does the stagger, then Lizard can't pick up that thing, so then Zemo can just run up later in the turn and pick it up. Which, you know, has some value at least. But now he's probably inside of 3 of Doc Ock, which is giving Doc Ock the option to just roll dice. But yeah, it's always activation order is the most important thing in Marvel Crisis Protocol. Like, when to activate what character is the most difficult thing in the whole game. So we're looking at 3 against 1, so that's 2 damage and a stagger. Do you then just flip and walk away? Or do you punch again? I feel like now you can just walk away from here. Or you could hit Miles and take your towards activation, towards movement slightly further back. And I think that would get you outside of 3 of Doc Ock, which is kind of what I want to be in this activation. I don't want to be inside of 3 of Doc Ock. Clearly Dutch is seeing this because he's a better shield player than me, so this is why I shouldn't whine about things. But yeah, so do we get the 4 hits? No, we do not. So Miles can still double block this and live somehow. But no, okay, I must have missed the Miles rerolls. I do not like placing this down where Lizard can pick it up. Because now we're giving Lizard value. Once again, I thought the whole point of staggering him and not walking backwards, this seems dangerous. Ah, this was a spender. This was a spender, of course. Okay. So you did a spender with a free interact that lets him walk a short afterwards. I should have counted the dice and seen that there were 7 dice, of course. But yeah, I think he could have body blocked here so that Lizard couldn't pick up this tool. Because yeah, a staggered Lizard might not be able to reach everything in the world. Then again, if Lizard walks there, then all of a sudden Nick Fury gets something to do, and then he might have Eye online, which is a very good thing. But yeah, should... What else is there to do? We have 2 activations against 3. Should you even activate here? Should you just take your pass and be happy in life? Are we scared of something killing Lizard here now in this situation? Like Simo could walk up. Ooh. And now it's Lachie not seeing a terrain post that has spawned in on the table. So, yeah. Fun TTS things. Yep. And do we toss and flip? That seems like a one way to keep ourselves in here. Now we end up inside of 3 probably again. So, setting up the Doc Ock thing. So, there's a lot of spiders on the floor. Simo can pick up 1. There's no way you double walk Nick to pick up the other one, right? So, is there any way here you like go double walk Nick to the other side to flip that point? Because currently it's 3 points on 1 spider for the Spiderfoes, so that's 4 points. On 9 is kind of dangerous because then all of a sudden, like, they need to score 7 to win the turn afterwards. So, okay, so we're looking for the Simo walk probably. And Simo walking. Yep, he can do everything here. And just punch, pick up. Stan to give his defensive rerolls to Namor. And the shield list just starts running. Yeah, we have 2 rerolls offensively on this attack. And a Baron was used as well, so this is probably a charge. Into then another attack, bleed on Lizard. So 3 hits into 2 blocks. Lizard takes 1, which after his healing means that he's on 2 damage. And Lizard probably didn't do leadership, right? Because he's on 2. No, wait, he was on 0, so yeah, he did do leadership. But that gave Zemo power to do full rerolls, and then Namor and Zemo rerolls. But we have a good block on the other side, so it's 1 damage again. This is just kind of what Lizard does. He just survives way too much. Which means Zemo does not have enough power to both flip and pick up. So I guess you pick up here, because like taking a 50-50 to steal 1 point from the opponent, is he in a bad enough spot where he needs to take those kind of gambles? I don't think so. I think he's pretty favored here. But he does not agree, so he takes the flip. And he gets punished. But yep, then this is everything that Doc Ock wants to do. I don't think there's any reason to actually activate right now, but it does make it so that he can get 1 less reroll into Lizard if Doc Ock accidentally kills Namor, which, you know, is a good thing. But Namor currently has 0 power, so if he happens to just walk with the spider, then he could be placed in a position where he does not have charge money next round. But yeah, so 5 hits with the double wild into 2 blocks and then a bunch of rerolls. It's 3 rerolls total here. This is, yeah, so much fun playing against this shield list. It's just rerolls, 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 rerolls. So yeah, just a casual blocking 5 on 4 dice. Totally fair and balanced. This is what this game is. Just extreme dice fixing against... So, okay, that's still a good roll. So let's see if all the dice rolls convert for 6 hits into 4 blocks. Only 4 blocks this time, so now Namor actually takes 2 damage. And then it's on so Dutch to close out the round. How do you close this out now? I feel like the agents should walk and put a shot into Lizard just to have that power going. And then does Nick Fury also do it to have Eye online turn 1? I don't think so. I think you have to flip the point here, because otherwise you're not in a happy spot, I don't think. But yeah, we see a surprise webhead to try to end Namor. And who's paying into it? I don't Is Lizard? Yeah, Lizard paid into it, so we see first. So this is 4 dice, so this is probably Lizard's attack. Which is, 4 against 2, and then 3 rerolls, which none converts, so that's 2 damage more, and a push. And if we get Namor here, are we happy with this? I'm not sure we're happy with this then. Because I would want to use Surprise Webhead next turn to have a big activation to turn off things to then score out early. But yeah, that's gonna be difficult. Yeah. So how are we looking? We're looking at 2 crits against just 2 normal rerolls this time. No rerolling skulls, no anything. So, but he gets Namor, so that's 1 point less for the shield player. But I feel like Spiderfoes kind of have to score this out early. Because they have just 2 daces on the left side against 3 daces on the right. And this turn is not over yet in the offensive department for shield. So... and 3 spiders on the ground is kind of... it's going to be a lot of things to do next turn to score out. But yeah. A lot of things depend on how good this spender from Nebula is, right? But yeah. Agents doing agents things. So 6 dice with the reroll against. Okay. Blocking all, being inside of 3, taking the shot. Trying to do damage to give the power to Nick Fury. So that Nick can double walk and flip. Okay, that's a bad start to that roll. But he has 2 rerolls against 1 blocks. He needs to convert both. Do damage. And he does. So that's that 1 important damage. And now, does Nick Fury walk in to pick up the spider, or does he flip the point automatically? So that's a point flip. So then we're looking at 3 spiders on the ground. So both players holding 1 spider and both players holding 1 trap. So that's 3 points for either player. So we're looking at a 7 to 8 game. And that probably means that there's going to be 2 turns more in this game, which is kind of dangerous. So, hello, Book. Welcome. Thanks for being here. I feel like I'm so negative when I stream. Like, I feel like this is a very hard spot for Spiderfoes. They haven't gotten... well, they've gotten punished for some early game... I'm gonna call them optimistic placements on models. and took like a lot of damage turn 1, which now meant that they're taking a lot of damage turn 2. Here comes the Spender. And something Dutch has done very well here is that to mitigate priority for his opponent is that he has like spread out damage so that no matter who activates early turn 1, he still gets to do damage into whoever is left. But yeah, here we're having 4 blocks against 4 hits from Nebula. So, well, that did not work out. Oh, it's Toast. Okay, yeah. Hello, Toast. I was happy seeing you I want to say this weekend, but that's not true. It is. I've been working too much since the VTC. That seems to be very ahead on attrition. We're having like... We're gonna need some very nice dice here to make this early activation kind of pan out. Like being... Yeah. And yeah, you weren't here before, but we recorded our VTC recap podcast yesterday, so you have to look out for the Masters of the Multiverse thing to see. I didn't talk a lot, because I know that if I talked, then I would have said some things. And they do not enjoy when I go off on my rants. So I do that in the privacy of my own home. But yeah, so no damage on that Nebula means that I feel like you can just wait with operating Doc Ock. So then I don't feel like Lizard has a good enough first turn activation here, right? There's no Ion line. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't listened to yours yet, because it was 2 hours long. Yeah, I need a Torb Talks. I need those like blaring warning sounds that are like, warning, warning, this is said for content. Warning, warning. But yeah, okay, so 3-3, we have an 8-7 game. We're probably looking at like, what are the good first turn activations? I don't feel like Black Cat staggering 2 people is a good thing here. Yeah. Yapping is good, but I don't know. I do not know. So, what are we scared of here? I feel like Rhino has to be the one that goes first, right? Because Rhino is the one that can actually do something. But no, okay. Yep. So, Doc Ock goes into Namor. Because if Doc Ock can remove Namor here, then all of a sudden this looks a lot better. Then you turn off all the... Okay, yep, that's the good dice we talked about Spiderfoes needing. Just a casual 7 on a 5-dicer. Into blocking 1. And then a toss forcing the brace. And then... Yeah. All you need is 1 dice roll for Marvel Progressive Protocol to change on its head. And this is what you get for not bringing sacrifice. I do not like bringing I'm a Baron for this reason. Because sacrifice is a good card when you play without priority. But okay, so then that was a good swing. Now, what can we do back? What is like, how can we hurt? How can we hurt them back? Can Specky killing lizard maybe? Like that doesn't seem... So it has to be Simo into Miles probably. But yeah, it's 4 dice rolled into 3. So Nebula into Miles? Nebula into Miles probably, right? Oh no, okay. It's agents. Agents shooting into... And agents doing their normal things of just killing everything on the table, because that's just what they do. Because they are also fair and balanced. Totally fair and balanced. So then... Second shot, 3 hits, 2 blocks, 2 rerolls, 1 for Nick Fury, 1 for Simo, 4 hits, so 1 reroll, so, oh, not taking the reroll and picking to do the recal instead. I feel like... Okay, yeah, that was a good recal. Saved life of... but this looks like he won't reach the point, right? It won't reach the spider. Okay, he's not trying to reach the spider. But yeah, Miles off the table probably. Then if... So 3 with a pierce against 3 blocks. But we have Simo reroll for 4 with a pierce against 4 blocks. So okay, so Miles lives. I don't think this was the knife. So this was probably the gun, so there's probably no bleed there. And yeah, these are the good dice we needed from the Spiderfoes to turn this into something. Because now Miles can walk, pick up, jump, flip a point, walk again, stand on the edge of the table, be happy in life. Then contribute to scoring. Okay. Ooh, I don't know if I like flipping both points here. It does put poor scoring, but now all of a sudden Nebula gets to be inside of you and kill you. Is that worth it? Like, Nebula has to kill something anyway, right? But yeah, there's no way anything gets over here and flips these points. So it is pretty good scoring pressure-wise. But okay. That is... yeah, that is not optimal. Being inside of 3 of Nebula here looks very scary. Very dangerous. But yeah, I don't know really. So Nebula then takes down Miles and then takes down Lizard probably, or tries to at least. And then Zemo has to somehow go do his stuff. So Rhino does not have any robbery targets because Shield is not holding anything currently. Which, you know, strategic genius, totally. Getting 3 hits into 3 blocks. So yeah. These are a lot of blocks on these dice. That's for sure. But okay, so can Specky can kind of undo what Miles did in the same ring around the rosy kind of thing. But then is leaving over there just undefended. But yeah, you kind of want to have the last activation with Spiderfoes here, right? Just Lizard is the one that can just activate and be destroyed somehow. Does he run the bases as well and stand over there? Okay. Makes it hard to flip these points, that's for sure. So Spec on 6 power is a dangerous creature, that's for sure. Tossing Zemo when he only had 1 power. This is... the Nebula activation was juicy, but I feel like that's just trying to do too much. And Specky going now. Then I feel like you have to go for violence here, probably. Because, yeah. Now, like, flipping that point, it just costs a point for Black Cat, and like she's got enough points to spare, so this... But okay, so rolling 5 dice into Lizard. Try and get him. He keeps rolling good defense dice, because that's what Lizard does. So yeah, Lizard does not want to die. Yep. There's a lot of 1 attacks into Lizard and hoping this game. But it's Lizard, so he does not want to die. That's just what the world is. So Can Rhino turn off Zemo here? Like, is that a viable option? pick up, you stampede into him, you run him down. Or you just don't care. Take your VPs and live life. Yeah. So then joining Lake. Well, hello Sean. Welcome, welcome. So Black Cat can just run all the bases. And that's just the way it is. And there's a kill on the grunts. No kill on the grunts. Grunts taking a reroll, failing, taking 1 damage. But then Lizard stands on a point, and so the fair thing would be for him to fail it, because shield has failed once. That's all there is, right? Okay. No tosses, no nothing. You don't toss a light post into the grunts here, right? Right. It's 1 VP if it succeeds, but it's 3 power on Rhino. That might be able to do something good next turn. But yeah, okay, looks like he's doing it. And they only block 1, but since they took 1 damage from the attack, then they're over here doing things. So now the 50-50 roll on the objective. Setting up where Simo can walk to the point, hit Rhino, and pick up. So we're looking at 3-6, maybe 7 points scored for Spiderfoes, and all of a sudden they're in a great spot to win this game. All of that days and KO of Stupid Head. Now my brain is gone. What the hell is his name? Namor. Namor is his name. Worthless is his cause. But yeah. Here comes the Simo train, doing Simo train things. Yes, he is also fair and balanced. Having TTS tools difficulties. There's no way this is not inside of 1, so like, I don't really know why it matters, but yeah. Spiderfoes are the best. Yeah. Not really currently. Lachie could win here if Lachie misses this. So, scoring 8 points, yeah, definitely could win. He can still win anyway, right? So The team with 2 web warriors is better than the team with 1 web warrior. Yeah, that's kind of it. But no, like, I feel like it's incredibly dangerous to play I'm a Baron after all in Shield. Like, they are so damn reliant on things. But yeah, okay, so that's a game over. That's a GG, that's a failed 50-50. So Shield getting 2 failed 50-50s. But yeah, I really think this game comes down to bringing I'm a Baron after all instead of Sacrifice. Because Sacrifice is just such an important card for how Shields should play. And then, yeah. Yeah, Sack is just such an important card, and that's what it is. Shield kind of has to play that. But yeah, so scoring 8. Those I really thought it looked incredibly bad for Spiderfoes in the earlier round, but then the dice turned around like they always do. But yeah. So thank you so much for watching this game with me, and yeah. So, and yeah, Sack into like Nick Fury is also good. But yeah, like Namor is just so fragile that when you play him, you kind of have to have the resources to protect him. And he didn't get those resources here. So yeah, Miles 1 is just the best 3 threat in the game. So yeah, thank you so much, and I hope you have a lovely day, everyone. Now it's time